Hey, joining us now on the Marvy Rock Show, we have Mark and Brendan from Clear for Takeoff, a band I love out of Ellicott City, Maryland. Guys, welcome back to the show.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
So, hey, man, it's a timely night for you guys to be on the show because you've just released your brand new video and single, Tightrope Shuffle. So tell us a little bit about the video, first things first.
The video. Well, we wanted to do something a little different than we had been doing in the past, and we had been friends with our friend Lee Dahl, who stars in the video, for, I guess, a couple of years now. He actually put us in one of his movies a year or so ago, and he's just had, like, a really funny personality. So we were just kind of coming up with different music video ideas a couple months back, and we thought, hey, why don't we, like, get him in front of the camera and just, like, let him dance his life away.
be him.
Be him, yeah. And so we kind of worked a little storyline, and it all just kind of came together.
It's a very cool video. It's got a lot of like local flavor in it because where was that shot? Tell us a little bit more about that. Like, did you break anything in the store? Get into a little more detail of shooting and things.
Fortunately, no antiques were harmed in the making of the video.
There were a couple close calls. So.
Yeah, a couple really close calls, but nothing was broken. And this actually, you're right, it's local. It was shot in a Cottage Antiques in Old Ellicott City, Maryland. So downtown, like in the old part of Howard County.
Now, you guys one of the things I love about you, man, I was just thinking about you all tonight. You know, the first time I saw you was down in that little club, I don't think it's there anymore, called Sonar in Baltimore, and I was so impressed with you guys immediately as great songwriters. Are these songs that you're writing now, have you had any of these in your pockets, or how many songs do you have that you're just sitting on?
Well, I guess we have quite a bunch right now, actually. Yeah, we've got a whole bunch in the pocket.
We have a library of songs, and it's funny because, like, writing process has never really stopped for us. We've always been writing, even while we've been playing shows. But I think, like, when we released our last album, we took a lot of time to play shows as often as possible, and then we took a little bit of a hiatus and kind of pulled the songs back out that we've been working on. And so we have a good bit of stuff that that is coming out pretty soon. So we're actually in the process of recording some new music and getting all that together, and potentially some new videos and things like that. So definitely new stuff is coming out. We haven't really stopped the writing process since. So we're really excited about it.
Yeah, I was kind of leading you into this. So is the new single part of an upcoming album that you guys are working on, or is that still in the works? I know it's expensive as all get out to make an album, but is that something you're thinking about?
Well, I think what our plan is right now is we're just going to release songs as singles. Like we'll have another single coming out in maybe a couple months, I think. And we're just going to kind of go in and record a couple songs and then release a couple songs and then go in and record a couple songs and kind of do that thing for a while. And we would like to possibly compile them at some point once maybe we get 10 or something.
Right.
But yeah, doing the whole EP album thing, like in our music industry right now, is a little difficult. So we're just gonna do the single thing for right now.
Yeah, we found like in terms of marketing and it really helps to have a video with a song. And we've noticed that like with YouTube being so huge, just the viral aspect is key to making your band successful, to putting yourself on the map. And we released so much content. Like our first album was 15 songs, and our second album was less. It was 6 songs. So we're kind of like we're going in reverse, sort of. But I think it's actually going to give us a better chance of getting our music out there, doing it this way.
Now, I've always loved the style of your music from day one. Now, but you don't see a lot of rock bands anymore. It's like a keyboard kind of lead to them. Do you guys see that as like an advantage, or what are the advantages and disadvantages of having like a keyboard kind of fronted band?
Well, I'll take part of that question, then I'll leave the other one to Mark. I see it as an advantage. Ever since I've been playing with Mark, I've been like, I have this keyboard lick in my head, and then I'll like sing it to him, and then he does it, and then he does it way better than I thought, and like, and I just really love that about about our band, and but yeah, Mark, take the next take the question.
Well, I definitely think, as you said, it gives us a little bit of an edge, a little bit of a difference, and kind of like our sound is definitely fundamentally rooted in pop punk. But then when you add this kind of classic piano sound to it, it really changes it and makes it a little bit different, a little bit more classic.
Classy, keep it classy.
That's right. And like disadvantages, I think it was the transition because we initially were a 5-piece, so we had a lead guitar player, and so I was doing mostly rhythm. So the transition was kind of the disadvantage at one point where like we didn't really plan on being a 4-piece at one point. Like we just planned to always have a lead guitar and piano was going to take kind of more of a back seat. And so me kind of having to step up to do more lead, there was definitely a growth period for me to kind of figure out where's the line. But I think we've gotten into a groove now. We found our sound, and that's really been awesome. It's been really fun to do it that way.
Yeah, the description you gave of your style, I couldn't have written that better myself. I almost wish I had this recorded so I'm going to steal that at some point when I tell people about what you guys sound like. But one of the things I've always loved about your music, and I mean this in the best way possible, you guys are like a feel-good music band. Like, I don't really catch too many melancholy songs from you guys. Has that always been like a part of your style?
I think so. I think there's some songs that we have that are maybe a little angsty and, emotional, maybe a little sad, but the way we perform them, I think we're kind of going for all positive vibes sort of thing. What do you think?
I mean, I agree. Like, it's funny because we do have some kind of minor-y sounding songs here and there, like Second Street 2, but we tend to resolve them.
Yeah, like moral endings and
yeah, moral. So both from like a lyrical standpoint and a melodic standpoint, they tend to resolve in like a happier way. And I think that's just kind of like our mentality, our mission, so to speak, is to like spread positive music and like the lyrics are that way, so
make people feel good.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, it definitely has that feel to it and always has that effect on me. Now, I was listening back, and I can't believe that it's been 5 years since The Drive Home came out, and what a cool song that is. But what was the high point so far for the band been? Like, looking back over 5 years, what's been like the biggest moment for the band?
Well, I think probably one of the biggest moments was when we played the Charm City Music Festival.
Oh yeah,
with Weezer and Flogging Molly. That was the biggest stage you've ever played on. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, it's funny because like when we first started, we really didn't know what to expect, like what people's reaction was going to be to a band with two lead singers, A, and B, like kind of a band that formed from two, and it was weird, like, when we first started, we got that random message from Abercrombie or Hollister asking us to put one of our songs. It was actually just a bonus track, Rockabye E-flat. It was just a bonus track on the album, and they wanted to put it in the Hollister stores. So that was, like, I think the start of, like, wow, this is really, people are catching onto it, and so quickly. And then, yeah, like, I'd say Charm City Music Fest was huge for us, and like, I think when we released the last music video, and hopefully this one, you'll get the same kind of traction that the last one did. Like, we got on a bunch of different, blogs, and, was one place called Daily Unsigned that put our music, it featured our music, and that's the place that, like Macklemore and, a couple other really big artists, like Imagine Dragons, were, actually signed as like from that website. They were seen, and as a result were, kind of blew up from there. So we hope to kind of get back with this next video and get on there again. That would be kind of cool.
Yeah, man, there's a lot of people still scratching their heads going, why is this band not signed yet? You guys are an amazing band. And one of the songs I think that, I just want to give back a little bit, I still love playing It Takes Two to Make an Accident all the time, man. It's like an infectious tune. And I know it's not the new tune, but tell me a little bit more about that tune and what it's about and the writing of it.
Okay. Well, it's funny. Like I wrote the lyrics to the song and kind of the bass of the song when I was coming out of a breakup, and it was like a really difficult time in my life. I've been with this person for a while, and the song kind of was born from it. But it's funny because I had written most of the song, but the chorus, I was so caught up in like kind of like you said, like sort of the minory stuff that I wanted kind of a happier chorus, and and that's when Brendan came in, and you know we sat down together and wrote this really catchy lick for the chorus, and so that was kind of how that came about, and then the name of the song actually comes from The Great Gatsby. It takes you to make an accident is just a famous line when talking about like that accident that Daisy gets in, and so I thought that was kind of a fitting description of the song, and so yeah, I think it took our band in a different direction a little bit in a good way. So
yeah, it you know. To be kind of funny, like, it actually made us maybe better friends.
Yeah.
You know, I think Joe and I were just kind of there for Mark, and we were, like, trying to help him through his difficult time, and that's when we, like, started writing the new chorus and everything, and it took, like, a more positive turn.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, it's a great tune, man, and you guys are amazing songwriters, and I can't wait to see what you guys do next, and we've always loved your music, and I just want to give the MARR Army a shout-out, too. You know, this weekend we're doing MARR Rocks for MDA 3. I can't believe it's our third one, and you guys were kind enough to play at the very first one, and we are eternally grateful for you guys for being a part of it, and thank you so much for doing that.
Absolutely. Thank you for having us doing that, and also, like, we hope to definitely be a part of, you know, in the future as well. Now that we're kind of back up and running, more so than we were before, we look forward to playing it in the future.
Yeah, man, we'll definitely keep our eyes on you guys. So the new tune is called Tightrope Shuffle. You can see it out there on YouTube. Go to the Clear for Takeoff channel, too, man. They've got some really cool stuff on there where, like, you watch one video and you can just watch one after the other because you guys are, like, kind of techno wizards with that stuff. So you're really good at setting your site up good for people to find things. So, hey, Mark and Brendan, man, thanks so much for being on the show again.
Absolutely. Thanks so much for having us.
Thank you.